Hi everyone, and welcome back to the sixth part of our app development series. For those just joining us, we already built some cool features in the previous streams, but don't worry if you're new here. You can catch up on all the previous parts in our channel, on our YouTube channel. And a quick recap for those who don't remember or have a bad memory. We have covered the basics of React Native and Expo and built a little a little WebRTC server for our app to connect to and then connect to OpenAI. Basically, our app, what it does, it connects to OpenAI real-time API to make a voice call to an AI agent. You can do this in a specific time. So for example, when you wake up and you wanna hear somebody to wish you to have a great day. So that's the whole premise of the app. So in today's stream, we are diving into some more functionality to add the actual calling, the actual scheduling. So making sure we set the time, we have push notifications working. And as always, you can find complete tutorials and in-depth courses in English, Spanish, and Italian in scuola.dev. Our scuola.dev is an online bootcamp that allows you to learn web development and React Native and other kind of software development, but on a one-on-one basis. So you'll be paired with a tutor that will guide you through the different courses. It meets you once, twice, or 3 times a day, depending on your availability. We have courses available for you, or you can bring your own kind of project if you perhaps are a startup or have an idea that you want to build upon and get help with, as well as learn the core programming languages and technology that you are going to use. We can do that at scuola.dev. So let's jump right back into the code and keep building this great app together. I'm gonna put this back so you don't see my whole face every time, or a big face. So where were we? So we have the app here, right? We have the app on our left, our code editor on our right, and our terminal on the bottom. This is a monorepo, so that just means that you have multiple projects or folders with different projects inside. We have the Expo folder. This is our React Native Expo mobile app, and that works on iOS and Android. We have an authentication proxy, which we still haven't used, but we're gonna have authentication. At the moment, we only have literally 2 screens and a model set up, so we can add functionality here and more information or help. The call me now works. We just need to start our Expo bundler or the development server. We need to start our Next.js server, which gives us some live kit information for our app to connect to. And finally, our WebRTC server, real-time communication server, which connects LiveKit servers to here. So because LiveKit is a platform that allows you to build real-time voice and video communications, but it is not, it's not made by OpenAI. It's a different platform and service. So it allows you to use any other AI platform or service. So in this case, we can connect to OpenAI, and if there's others that they support, which it's a good question. I don't really know which other one they support out of the box. I'm sure if it's a protocol that they support, then it works with any of them. They also do telephony or a telephone system. So this in the future we can use this to actually make calls. So we can use our Node.js app or our Python code to make calls to a phone number. You set up the thing, you say call this person, and now your AI is connecting to that phone number, or your app is connecting to the phone number. You know, it's really versatile and really great, and they have great tutorials and code examples. So that's what we are using. We're using LiveKit, and this is why we are using LiveKit's WebRTC server example code. By the way, before I forget, all our code, it's available on my GitHub. Call Me Please is the current name for the app, but I think I'll change it after this, and especially before putting it live on the Play Store and App Store. But yeah, you can find it at janpaj Call Me Please. It's the link. You can also find it in the description of this video. You can see the features that we are using, that we're gonna build hopefully today, or finish building in the next few days, and maybe I'll have to do another video in next week. Some of the tech stack, some of the project or the project structure, how to get started, though I need to actually improve this because there's a lot of env examples files, for example, for the environmental variables. There's a lot of things to set up, both LiveKit and in the different platforms that we use, like Supabase, yeah, our database. So let's continue, and actually let me run this. So I think everything is running now. Yep. So we are here, we are live, and something is not working. Oh yeah, I remember this. So yesterday we were adding local storage. So one of the things I want to do, if it goes back to the home page, it's that, okay, it's breaking, where, I think here, maybe. Okay, so I just want to explain before. So yesterday we made the call, and let me just do the call first, and then I'll explain what we want to add next.
Hello, how can I assist you today?
Hi there, can you say hi to our YouTube live watchers? You are a React Native mobile app, and we are just calling you to test this.
Hello to everyone watching on YouTube Live. This is a React Native mobile app demo, and I'm here to help with the testing. Let's see what we can do.
There you go. So it definitely works, which is great. The voice, we can, as we were talking about, we can select the different voice, so that could be something we need to definitely add in this screen, or a button to show, to navigate to a different screen where you have all the voices from OpenAI. But the main thing I wanted to do next, it was actually allows us to change the instructions, because at the moment is using the it's using this, it's called system message that you send to an AI. You're a helpful, witty, friendly AI. Act like a human. Remember that you aren't a human, but you can't. But that you can't do human things in the real world. So this whole thing, I took it from the playground, from LiveKit. I think if you say helpful AI, this is what the instruction comes. They have a Spanish tutor, prompt, meditation, video game, snarky teenager, drunken sailor, like totally. So yeah, we can definitely then play around with OpenAI and come up with a prompt that can be inspirational or act like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and you already, and he wants you to pump up and go to the gym this morning. We can come up with any kind of cool, fun thing. And the good thing about OpenAI, let me just do a quick demo, is that if I take the drunken sailor example and I say, you're exceptionally drunk, slur your speech and lose your train of thought, your accent instinct is thick, you have a Irish thick accent. Actually, sorry, this is not really working at the moment, but this is what we're gonna make it work. At the moment, the instruction comes from here, I believe. Yeah, it should come from here. That's just a type issue, so we can fix this in a jiffy. And this is where we make the connection and we send this entire state. So I just want to demo this, and then we'll add things. But we have time, so there's no rush. So now it should use that system message. Hello?
Hello there. How's it going, me friend? Have you had a wee dram yourself tonight?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love me Guinness.
Oh, do you now? The McDonald's, eh? It's hard to beat a good old Big Mac when you're in the mood, right?
I said Guinness.
Oh, Guinness. Well, that makes more sense, doesn't it? Guinness is a fine choice, my friend. Rich, dark, and goes down smooth, especially when you're in the mood for a proper pint. Sláinte.
Sláinte to you. It's I don't know how you can describe these kind of voices, but they're great. You cannot really specify exactly the voice in a lot of terms. I think they have a handful of voices that we can pick. We are using this Alloy, which is a bit more like a female voice, but there's a lot of them we can allow the user to pick, and then plus this Irish thick accent, and we should probably actually add something like you pick a voice, and I'm just brainstorming here aloud, but you pick a voice which is like the base, and then maybe like an accent, and by sending this to the system prompt plus your like wake me up for my gym, for going to go to the gym, at 8 a.m. Then in plus the Irish thick accent or whatever accent you wanna get a call with, and that will work. That will make it a bit better and a bit more personalized. So I think that would be an interesting thing to do later on. So let me write that in my little to-do. Select language. Yes, that's good as well. Select accent from a list. So yeah, the language actually may be a little more. Yeah, we need to think about how to do the language. Is that the person always wants one language, so you set up maybe that in the settings, or you want to pick multiple languages because maybe you understand multiple languages, and you want different alarm calls to have different languages or things like that. Yeah, we can figure that out later. At the moment, I was trying to add the storage. So at the moment, if we reload the page or we reload the app, nothing is stored locally. We have these instructions, which is a text input in this tabs component or file. So this is the main component that does the audio part, audio streaming, and this is a button, or call me now button, and and then we have these instructions. So in theory, I wanted to simply store this on the stand store, which is a state management library, but for some reason it doesn't seem to work on React Native Expo, or at least the persistence. Oh no, it doesn't really work, even the normal just stand, because it's trying to access some global variable which we don't have because some kind of meta. I'm not sure if this is a new version of just stand's issue or something that simply doesn't really work. So maybe I'll search again, because it doesn't really work at all. It's not that it doesn't work on local storage. It simply doesn't seem to work well with React Native. There you go. So this is somebody is also complaining 3 days ago. CGS build, that's common JavaScript. I forgot. Common JS. Yeah, so it's a kind of a different way of importing modules and JavaScript packages. Normally they have different imports, so if Justdance has different exports, in other words, as they say, export in a different way, then you can do different imports, and maybe in their documentation they have more information. Common JS. Since Jest and VTest have slight differences, like VTest using ES modules and Jest using Common JS modules, you need to keep that in mind. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Let's see, if we go to the Juststand folder, I think you normally import ESM index. ESM. So ESM is this folder, If I use index, I'm not sure if that's gonna work. Vanilla UMD TypeScript 3.4, I guess that's an older version. Mem.js, I think it's the same. Oh, it is imports a meta. It's minified, so it doesn't know exactly where it is, I think. Or at least it's index.tsx store. Yeah, store. This is where we are importing the create. Which is, I guess, this. And this create. It's the TypeScript React file. The React file, it's where? It's in here. Just an ESM React. So it's doing this. And I guess at some point this file imports other files, and finally the one that has the meta. Because I don't think it has it's here or here. Yeah, for example here. This is a module JS, if I'm not wrong. MJS. Extension is to say that it's an ECMAScript module or JavaScript module instead of a common JS module. Yeah, common JS and ECMAScript modules, and kind of the way things are imported, exported. But I just want to please fix this without having to redo this. And see this file, this this file uses process.env, this file uses import.meta. I guess another alternative, and I'll subscribe to this because it's good to get notified by GitHub when things go wrong, or when things are updated. I wonder if they added this ESM in a recent version, so we can go back. Maybe, yeah, maybe what version of Justin did I install? Let me close everything. 4.5.1. Oh, so we're not even our bleeding edge in the 5 something, which is probably good. That's 4.5.5. Sorry about this, but you know, these things sometimes happen, especially with React Native, where different packages don't really work as you expect in React Native. Or maybe they fix it in 5.0. No more default exports deprecated features. We do have React 18 as a minimum version, or TypeScript is. I think we are TypeScript 5. TypeScript. It's strange that it's not there. Maybe it's in the main package JSON. Oh, sorry, again, this catalog column that doesn't say anything. This, when you say workspace this, then this means it's using the prettier config that you defined, for example, in tooling. So this prettier, which is prettier config, then is this package that it's referring to. But when it says catalog colon, that is defined in the p-npm workspace YAML file. So here we go. Our TypeScript is 563 or greater than, this is the caret character that allows you to say that it's up to this major version, but any minor will will be installed if you don't have a log file. That's why log files are important. ES5 support, I think that's not an issue for the latest thing. There's a migration guide. Let's have a quick look if there's things that we are using. I think we're not using anything unless they really change the initial API, the main API, but I don't think they did. So let's try to migrate to or upgrade to 5.02 of stand and see if that helps. Thankfully, this is just updating the JavaScript file, so we don't need to change anything. Or as in, we don't need to make a build again, native build. So that should work. I just need to install the package, run this thing again, run the app again, and it should reload the packages. And that worked. Let's check again. Our session store, it's being loaded. We do have session store, and I think it's working. But the initial instruction, it should be that. Yeah, there we go. And then if I type this, it's not updating the text and the instruction, but that is a little further. So maybe updating that package actually did work, and now we can actually tell people then that maybe it got stuck as we were. Which was this. What was the issue that somebody reported in Zastan that we were following? Pretty sure it was Zastan. Maybe this. Nice. It was moved as a discussion. I upgraded from version 4 I upgraded from version 4.5.5 exactly to 5.02, and it worked for me. And if you do, when sometimes you have issues with Expo, or you need to open a GitHub issue or tell somebody this is what I am using, I believe Expo have this npx expo info command. So maybe I'm confusing with React Native help info. Config. I guess config is similar, gives you a configuration. No, I want to know the Expo version and all of those things that are helpful. Who I am. I guess it's telling me who I am in the Expo cloud. React Native should be installed, so I can. No, doesn't really work. Okay, so pnpm. I want to know the version of pnpa info expo of the version that I have installed. So I can do list. I can do list. Okay, it doesn't find my previous written commands. Depth 0, and then we filter the results with grep and with the grep expo. So we have version 52 of for 52. And what else is interesting? Oh, we have an Expo binary here. Is that the same one? That doesn't seem to work on my local. I just say Mac OS. I always forget which Mac OS I am. And Sonoma 14.7. Cool. So maybe somebody has the same issue that can fix it. Cool. So we have this, and well, it's not really writing. If I go at the beginning of the sentence, oh, it is. It's something. Let's see if no, I guess this should work. I mean, I'm basically want to do that when you type something, and let's remember how we have multiple lines in text edit, because it's actually really bad or not very easy to read. So if I type something, yes, you can paste. Okay, now it seems to work. I'm not sure what happened there. We do have it working. We do have it now. But as what I want to do now is to save it. So at the moment you reload the app, or you close and open the app, you change your prompt, and it's gonna get lost. So the idea is to use async storage from React Native. Async storage, if you're curious about this library, there's a lot of libraries maintained by the community. This allows you to store any data basically in on all these platforms locally using the local APIs that Android, Apple, etc. have built, but you just need to install the package, set up, and you can do similar things you can do on the browser, which is set something or get an item. There's some limits on Android in terms of storage size, but this is the main or the gist of it. Yeah, I think there might be something secure, safe, encrypt. Maybe they don't do any of that because they want to keep it really simple, which is great, because otherwise it can be really these packages or these libraries can get really out of hand, and then they're really hard to maintain. If you ask in the community to maintain or help maintain a package, and it's really difficult to get started with, then people are gonna rewrite it from scratch and leave it there. Cool. So now let's continue doing that. I believe this is how you do persistence in Zustand with a middleware, which basically is just a function, and that you have to set up. Compiling JavaScript failed again. Let me just close this, reopen to make sure it does actually work. Seems okay to me. If I take everything out and I write something like this, oh, unavailable to update session storage. The given storage is currently unavailable. Why are you unavailable? Zustand persist async storage. This is an example from 2021, so maybe things have changed. This is an example for the browser using local forage. I think this looks exactly like my code. There's in the persist parameters we pass two things. One is a function of what Zustand should do, or this of the store, like the initial state, and then a function to update that state, and then a configuration of the persistence, which is the name of the store, and also a way to get the store when initializes, basically like get the store. I have a question. You can use parallelize to omit keep specific slices. That's a little more advanced. So if you ever use Expo Secure Store, they tell you to do this. One question is that we have set item here as an export function. Yes, so this async storage module exports get item, set item, remove item. So this seems like are the keys, the APIs or functions that persist needs to use. And the error we are getting at the moment, or it was more a warning. I wonder if that is a real error. Yeah, it is an error, so it's not unable to update. Currently unavailable. Let's Google this error by mentioning React Native Expo. This question was unable to use React Native. The get storage inside is now deprecated. To solve this, you can just change by storage. It uses JSON storage middleware. Here's a complete example. This was from 2022, this one 23, so maybe that is a bit better for us in the end of 2024. But we are getting an error, a TypeScript error. So maybe this is a hint of what's happening. It's just sometimes TypeScript errors are quite difficult to read, especially if you don't have VS Code and I think prettier for or something like that. It makes it easy to read TypeScript errors. So this argument is not assignable to the argument. So there's three things being passed to state creator. Creates is this, which is the first argument. So there's an issue with our first argument. Actually, interesting. If I get rid of the second one, which is options, I guess I'm gonna get another error saying that it's spec2, but I think the issue is in here because or at least the type is an issue here because it's talking about this not being assignable to this, and the difference is the third type in this generic, I think it's called, is not assignable to that, or undefined, because type, empty array, or undefined and this are not the same, blah blah. So this is not equals to an empty array, and source has one element but target allows only 0. I think sometimes you need to think like you have a mathematical mind of a physicist to understand sometimes types, because this, I mean, it's not difficult, but when you compound and keep adding 1, 2, 3, 4 types and moss, what is even moss? They should use something more easy to understand. And persist, session state, something something, session state. The state creator has session state and then these two things, and yceptions has two things. They have dev tools. That's interesting. We probably want dev tools as well in order to get some information or debug this later on. Come on. This is the same error that we're getting before, but we're doing that. Sync storage. In the previous answer, it was saying something about, instead of doing that, we need to do this. The question is, where is create JSON storage coming from? Because we still need to import this, isn't it? Yeah, we need to import that, but where is create JSON storage? Nobody mentioned this. Oh, it's from middleware. Oh man. Get storage is deprecated, so use the following code. Okay. No. So then this is a different one. This is talking about DevTools. We can definitely get rid of DevTools if this is the issue. Oh. So let's say, hi, you are how do you spell Arnold? Arnold Schwarzenegger brother, same exact accent from Austria. If I just copy this in case, if I write that and I refresh the page, yay, we have storage. Nice. So let me commit this code quickly. So we had to do this and we had to do that. And since we are here and we learned something, let me update this answer. So next time we or somebody else has this issue, they know that they need to import this from middleware. How do I cancel and retry? Because I wasn't really easy to understand where was this from. It's imported from here. This create JSON storage. That's very nice, very nice. Cool. So thanks for the answer. Thanks for the question. And this is the main answer. And this not anymore. But it's a good one to begin with. Okay. This type issue, I'm not sure what it is. So TypeScript ignore. And we're gonna disable the error with an ESLint ignore and add local persistence. So we're having a little instruction here. We are adding that to our use connection as well. We need in the use connection hook is where we set up the connection, or we get the live kit token and URL. So we need to update. We need to send that instruction or language prompt. So we need to update that when we send this JSON. And then this is the initial default. And then we can remove this one from here. Close this file. We can leave that there for now. We are committing the instructions in the use connection. We're removing the instructions from the live kit state object. And in the store, we are setting up the store correctly. This is nothing else. This is yeah, we need to commit this, commit this, commit this, push. Cool. So now we have local storage and persistence for, at the moment, just the instructions. But yeah, actually have a quick call and see how this sounds with this specific voice. I'm not sure how it's gonna work.
Hello, how can I assist you today? Remember, I'm here to help with any questions or information you need.
I mean, yeah, it's a female voice, so we probably need a male voice. But it's not the worst. I can understand. Same exact. Make it really thick accent. You are a bodybuilder and you just woke me up to get to go to the gym. Motivate me to get out of bed. Let's see how that works.
Hey, listen up. It's time to get out of bed and hit the gym. You want to get strong, you have to work for it. No excuses. Get up and let's make those muscles grow. Come on now. Let's do this.
I mean, there was no accent, but the message was pretty good. I think yesterday we learned that we can say, hey, listen up. It's time to get out of bed. Listen, hit the gym. I mean, you know, I could have made a worse idea of how to wake anybody up and motivate them. So that's good. This is not a bad beginning. And yeah, so this is our mobile app. This is actually a good default. I'm gonna put that there instead of exceptionally drunk, because nobody's gonna listen to somebody like that to motivate you. You are Arnold Schwarzenegger's brother or sister. We can make that change. Same exact accent, Austrian accent, same exact heavy accent. Make it a really thick accent. You're a bodybuilder, etc. So that's good. That's gonna be our default prompt for anybody that initially opens the app. And they're gonna see a keyboard when they do this. See, there's a lot of things that we need to improve the UI. You cannot, this doesn't scroll if you have a very long one, a very long prompt. Oh, the thing comes up, yeah, because of the this container. It's a flex container. Things are gonna move. The entire container, or everything in the container, is gonna move up. This doesn't need to be in the container. Yeah, but if you can't scroll, you can't hide the keyboard. So we need at least that thing to hide the keyboard. Keyboard avoiding view. Maybe this is what we need. It's a component that solves the common problem when you need to move out of the way of a virtual keyboard. This automatically adjusts either the height, position, or bottom padding based on the keyboard height. Normally I use the scroll view, and the scroll view automatically has this keyboard dismiss mode. So if you scroll and you press here, it will dismiss or close the keyboard. So let's see how that looks like if we put a scroll view instead of a view, and the scroll view has this keyboard dismiss mode, and let's say on drag. Scroll view child layout justified content must be applied through the container, the content container style. Okay, content container style. Yeah, because it's a bit different how this works. Now you can kind of scroll and you press outside and the keyboard goes away. That's nice. I like that. Let's put that for initial first. Oh, and maybe you haven't that, but then, well, maybe not now, but maybe an idea is to have a button that says clear or reset, and it will reset to, you know, previous, because maybe you had a typo or you pressed too many things and you actually want to go back to the previous prompt. At the moment doesn't even tell you what this is, so we should probably say text instructions. Yeah, and then we have style. I already forgot, how do the classes work? And components. It's just as simple as class name. Well, this is so nice and so easy to set up, because before you you had to do all of this: create a style, an object, put a container. Actually, let's convert that container. Well, maybe for class name it's a bit more difficult. Can you do container class name? There you go. So then we want flex -1, padding 6, maybe that's 24, and justify center. And no, the behavior is a bit different. P6. Oh, by the way, it's similar to on web development or in the web, sorry, you can do right click inspect or control command C, or sorry, what is the shortcut? Option on Mac, option command C, and you can select an element on the web. In React Native, and I think in Expo as well, you first do control command Z to show the developer menu, and then you click toggle element inspector. This will bring the React Native inspector. Now you can click on different elements to see the styles that are being applied. For example, this instructions text has this font size of 15 because we put text large, which should be larger than that, but it's, I guess, in pixels and decimals is different. And T4 stands for margin top 1, so that is adding some margin top. In here, P6 should be padding 6 on the scroll view, which is adding padding 21. So maybe we want padding 7, and then you have to click again to select the element again. Oops, make sure you don't press the wrong thing. And now it's 24, which is a bit more similar to what it was before. Maybe this is a bit more, yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, this is a good thing to know, that you can inspect elements to see what other styles are being applied. Maybe you are expecting something but it's not happening. So we can get rid of the style sheet because now we're using native Win classes for the scroll view. Let's make this font bolder, so I think it's text bold or font bold. There we go, that's a little better. And you can press and do that. You can press outside and the keyboard goes away, and now this is sent. Another thing we can do, because while the call is happening and you're updating the instructions, doesn't really make sense that you're able to change the instructions while the call is happening. So let's say if you're not connected and you are connected, I think you're not in the process of being connected, and but you are connected, then we should disable the editing of this, and I think that's simply as disable. No, text input. Disable. You cannot simply disable I guess. That's weird. I thought you can simply disable the input similar to on the web. Text input React Native disable. Documentation of React Native is pretty good, and it uses this editor, so you can quickly change things. Oh, editable. Maybe that's what I was thinking for. So if it's editable, which by default is true, that means it's enabled. So if you say it's not editable, if you are in the process of being connected, or sorry, no, it should be the same. It should be disabled, or I'm confused now. So I want this to be not editable when you are already connected and you are talking to the AI. So that, because it doesn't make sense that you are able to change the instructions while talking. So the instructions happen at the beginning, and I'm saying if you're not in the process of being connected, or you are connected, because basically you can only change before, then this is the opposite, right? I'm thinking the opposite. When should be editable? It should be editable when you're not in the process of being connected, or you are not connected. Yeah, I think that's it. If you're not connected, or you're not in the process of being connected, then you can edit at the moment. But then I start this call, and now, oh,
Hey,
now it still let me disconnect because maybe it's an end. You should only allow to edit this if you're not in the process of being connected and not connected. Not really. I want the opposite of this. My brain for a Boolean logic sometimes goes bananas. Let's ask AI, revert this Boolean logic. If it's connecting, it's edible, and or it should not connect. Okay.
all right, get up. Come on. Time to get out of bed and hit the gym. You want those big muscles, yeah? It's time to pump some iron and become unstoppable. Let's go, now.
I like that. I mean, this might be a fun little app to try, and if it calls you in the morning and does this, I mean, this is great. I just want to fix this. Okay, forget about that. It should be editable if it should connect is true. Maybe I'm assuming that this is true while the connection is running, but it's not. And Basically, I want the opposite of this. Sorry, I just got a phone call. Yeah, we're close to just committing this. What I did is commit this screen that now allows us to update our instructions. Here's a scroll view. So if you write a lot of text, you can scroll to the bottom. Yeah, I think that works, roughly speaking. Of course, we have still a lot of things to add, but so far we are pretty good. We can make a call. We can still not choose the voices. That's something we need to do. We need to schedule, so we need to select the time you want to be called at. and the push notification system, because I believe that's the best and easiest system to do. So the push notification system is the one that will do that. I'm just gonna show Expo notifications. So we're gonna use this push notifications. Remote notifications will be unavailable from Expo Go 53. The development will be required to use push notifications. Local push notifications will remain available. Do we need remote push notifications? I don't think so. You know, something happens and somebody sends you a message, or something along those lines. But in this case, local push notifications are more than enough in order to function like alarms. There's an Expo calendar. Just out of curiosity, what is Expo calendar? Is that a UI component? Provides an API for interacting with the device, system, calendars, event, reminders, and associated records. Additionally, it provides methods to launch the system provided UI calendar. Follow additional instructions here. So this is the system, calendar, event, and reminders. I don't know if we need the systems calendar or reminders. I'm not really sure what that means. In Android, for example, is that Google Calendar? Or is that on Android any other app that it sets itself as a calendar, but on iOS is always Apple Calendar? Do we have Apple Calendar installed in the simulator? We do. Allow once, allow while using the app. Maybe this is a way of adding events and reminders here, but I don't know. I think we need that. I think we can just use alarm notifications types. Alarm schedule exact alarm. So we need to use, for example, for Android, this permission or Android audio usage alarm, and it's just a local push notification, so it's probably just this. And if it works in Expo Go, it makes things for us easier. Let me just try to do that. I'm just going to quickly. Pretty sure we don't have this installed. Oh, we do have it already installed. That's great. So we don't have to do a local build or a native build. If we're gonna present an in-app local notification when a button is pressed, let's add a new button called, do we need a title? Yeah, title, schedule, call, on press, handle, schedule, call. We need some classes. and then we define the function here, handle schedule call. We put all of this thing. What is saying that there's no await. Okay, there's no await. First, set the handle that will cause a notification to show the alert. Second, call schedule notification alert. Sorry, schedule notification async. Some type issues. Yes, lint. Here, this isn't a promise, so then this has to be awaited. Look at my notification. I'm so proud of myself. Trigger. Is that the trigger? 2 seconds. 60 seconds. Repeats true. So this is how you schedule a notification, right? So then if we say 5 seconds to try to test. Type is missing. Okay, so we need to type. What kind of type? Type do we need? Schedule type, trigger input types. Let's see what this could be. It could be a channel aware trigger or a schedulable notification trigger input. Time interval, daily, weekly. Oh wow, it does a lot of the things out of the box for us. So we want this type, and we import this, and now it's a time interval. If we search this, it will tell us hopefully something more. Schedulable trigger inputs that are not plain date or value or time value must have the type. Oh, so I guess the trigger, which is this notification trigger input, is a schedulable, and one of the schedulables is a time interval or calendar trigger or date trigger. So you can say a date. Let's see. So this is one. So this is like one version. It's gonna trigger in 60 seconds. Yeah, let's try this first. Make sure this thing first works. The button is a bit too big. Rounded P, let's do P2. Schedule call and indigo. Instead of indigo, what other calls do we, and what other colors do we have? Something reddish, but not as red. I guess some kind of pink maybe goes well with this. Okay, it's just a quick test, so I just want to see if I press this, nothing happens. Do we have an error or warning or anything of what sorts? We are pressing this, it's getting a handler, alert true, sound false, badge false. Maybe this can happen at the beginning anyway. Oh, 60 seconds. Maybe I put too many seconds. Let's say 3 seconds. 0, 1, 2, 3. I don't see anything in my notifications. Maybe I'd even get permissions to do that. Maybe that's why I need to do something actually first. It's not going to work out of the box. We need to give permissions. Yeah, there's no permissions here. I think even the local ones need to be approved. Expo, let's have a look if notifications instructions are here. Okay, so we configure is optional. This is in bare React Native, which we are not using. We are using a full Expo thing. Okay, so for Expo, in theory, we are doing that. We already did this. But I'm gonna do it again because I think when you do install Expo, it does more things for you, like permissions and things like that. So let's see if that changes some of the files. So we're gonna do notifications, quick schedule that. Log file only installation will make it out of date. Okay, I don't know what that means. I don't see anything change. Maybe we need to do some manual changes. Let me open Expo then. Xcode. I'm gonna open Xcode and change the notification settings or permission settings to enable notifications. So I'm gonna end the call or the conversation or recording very shortly. If we're able to get this working today, that'll be great. At least we'll have some push notification. That's basically how this is gonna trigger in the future. So imagine you open the app the first time, you tested, oh that's great, let me schedule that Arnold will call me tomorrow at 8 a.m. You have the daytime picker, you select what time, what date, click schedule, it will show you a list of scheduled calls or schedule alarms. Yeah, that's something we need to add, right? List. What did we say to use instead of flat list? The one from Shopify, I believe. List. Where is the Expo package.json list? Flash list. So we're going to use a flash list with some data, and then I think it's item. Let me import this so it knows what we're talking about. Import flash list from Shopify flash list, and this flash list wants some props, and the props are here, and we need render item and the data. Yeah, those are the things that we definitely need. Yeah. I thought that's what we needed. Oh, I stopped the bundler, so this is not gonna show up. Sorry if I'm doing things a bit too quickly. I've just so let's add a permission here, and is notifications. No. I think maybe those can also be found here in capabilities, and we can add the capabilities by pressing the plus button above, and then it's not push notifications, time sensitive. I think these are the remote ones, communication, person to person, not time sensitive. An alarm is time sensitive, so we do need to add that. I'm just gonna add all of them for now, just to see if they actually work. Communication allows apps to send notifications for communication from a person to person or persons. I don't think we need that at the moment. It's gonna do something. These are the remote push notifications. These are time sensitive push notifications. I don't think we need that. So yeah, even in theory, if I just close this and do React Native, sorry. npm run or iOS start iOS, run iOS. I think it was run iOS. Yeah, run. If you run, then you run. Yeah, so hopefully that will enable us to test push notifications. As I said, we don't need remote push notifications. We're not gonna keep, for the moment anyway, we're not gonna keep the notifications scheduled and the list of those on a database. That can be all stored in your phone. If you uninstall the phone, you lose those, and there's no way of getting them back. I'm sure you're not gonna schedule that. And it is a simple app. Losing your scheduled call if you uninstall the app, it's not a big deal. So we can deal with that. And yeah, so if this builds, we press on schedule call. Hopefully a push notification appears. I'm gonna comment this just in case it gives an error, because we're gonna when you press the schedule call button, it's gonna set up the handler, which handles the notification, meaning it's gonna show an alert. Yeah. And you can even I guess run a function if the notification works or didn't work. I wonder where exactly that goes, because that would be a good one to see if we get an error. Which functions are we talking about? This function. So this handler it's this object, and one of them is handle notification, and the other ones, oh yeah, handle and those, so these are the other things. So then we do this, we can do console log and then handle error, something happened, and we can hopefully get the error message in the log. I think it's trying to did it open and close the app correctly? If it did, it was too quick for me. There's an error. This application passes an invalid numeric variable to core graphics. I didn't do any of that, pretty sure. Let's just close the app and reopen. See, it's loading the JavaScript, and now we have some JavaScript error because some objects blah blah blah. Oh, I didn't save the file. Let me save the file. That doesn't look like pink to me at all. It was working the color pink earlier. What happened with colors now? Okay, I'm not sure what I did there or what I think it did, but it was not showing me a nice pink color. Anyway, let's see if pressing the button in 3 seconds shows a notification. It does not. Sending unanimated value with no listeners register. Let's clear the logs, restart. These are logs from LiveKit's audio session, so I think it's fine. This doesn't seem to work. Is this an async function? And no, it doesn't seem to be. Anyway, yeah, this will need some debugging from my side. Oh, there's some permissions request async. That we probably are very likely need to do. Maybe that's why not even works. So let's just try that quickly. Yes. Yeah, we have a push notification, ladies and gentlemen. What a beauty. Nice. False sound. Let's add some sound, shall we? I guess the sound needs to be configured, because it can have any different sounds. It would be nice to be configured by the user. But here we go. We have a sound. Sorry, we have a push notification. Yeah, push notification is a whole different, it's a whole thing to learn about. But it looks like we can set up the notification icon, the color, sounds, a wave file, a WAV file, and mode production. I'm not really sure. But yeah, so we can configure this next time, make a nice push notification, and actually if I click here, close the app. Yeah, so that's good. So in theory, you schedule the call, it's 8 a.m. now it's 8 a.m. You press that notification, it's ringing you, so it wakes you up. You press that, it opens it up, and immediately it starts the call. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, or whoever you want, will motivate you to wake up and go to the gym. Thanks very much for everybody watching live or after. The code will be live. I'll commit this code in a minute, so it'll be live probably when you see this. And hopefully next time we can download the app on the Play Store or App Store as well. And yeah, have a great Saturday, have a great day, have a productive day, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.